everybody. It's Ethony, and I'm here live on YouTube. It has been, boy, oh boy, it's been a hot minute. I hope you're all doing wonderfully and well. Please let me know if you're having any issues hearing me. I can't really tell. Hello, hi. So I'm here to talk a little bit about like some Tarot 101 stuff. I also want to let you know that next week on Friday, I will be posting the first part of a video for like what I got up to when I was away in Australia. And I have to actually remind myself to do something. Don't you hate that? Video Australia. And some of the things that I had waiting for me when I got home, and just a little exploration of a bunch of, I got some promotion boxes from different companies, and I got a bunch of decks that came in over Christmas and over the holidays that I wanted to that go through and share with you what I have, and some, just that kind of thing. And then there's a second part to that as well, so that's coming out. I just have to do all the editing because I've already filmed that. Hello. And so today I wanted to have a little bit of a chat about some Tarot 101 stuff. I wanted to reconnect with you all here on YouTube because it has been a hot minute and a half, and let you know about my Master Tarot program, which starts on Monday the 7th of March, which is this coming Monday. I've been doing a lot of, I had a free 6-part 101 series, which I can give you the link to if you want to watch all the replays. I've been doing some lives on Facebook and lives on Instagram, but I thought now it was time to jump on and say hello from on YouTube. So we got some people from Connecticut, Chicago, Montreal. Hi. So hello from Vancouver. It is actually sunny outside, which you can see. It's freezing. There's ice everywhere, but it is beautiful. So hi, Veronica. I haven't seen you in forever. Hi from Texas. I'm coming to Texas in May. I'll be in Texas for Tide, which is being hosted by Soultopia. So if you can come and say hi, come and say hi. Hello from Burlington, Ontario, New York City, New York, the Netherlands, San Diego, Niagara, Ontario. Finish your Modern Love Tarot course. Thank you for your work. Hi from Quebec. Hi. I also just wanted to take a moment to hi from Florida, Tampa Bay. Hi from Netherlands, to send out a big virtual hug to everybody. I know that the last, I guess, like 48 hours on an international basis has been extremely hard. Hi from Los Angeles, Netherlands, Massachusetts. It's hit me pretty hard. I have very good friends in the Ukraine, and I've just been in contact with them, and one of my good friends has actually moved from Kiev to closer to Poland. Hi. And another one is still staying there, but my other friend's family is still there. So this is the artist who did, so Lena and Saja, who did the artwork for the modern Goddess Oracle. She also did the artwork for an upcoming deck. So I've been working with her and been a friend of hers for, close to 5 years now. So my prayers are to everyone who knows anyone in the Ukraine, and anyone who knows of people in Russia who are protesting against what's going on, knowing that they are going to get into some serious shit, but doing it anyway. So a big hug to everybody, because I know this has been really, really tough. There's some other really big planetary stuff going on. Aloha, Jonathan. Hi. Hello from Greece. Hello from LA. It is a terrible situation, but there's also like a big, not like, there's also like on a a level of people who aren't dealing with this horribleness directly. There's a lot of real big shadow stuff coming up at the moment, so don't be surprised if you hear from people that you thought were long and truly out of your life. There's Mars and Venus are doing some fun conjunction things, and it's just, it's a lot. So just take care of yourselves, everyone. Be really gentle with yourselves, especially if you are like me and super, super sensitive. Go outside, disconnect from the internet and from what's going on, and light a peace candle and a healing candle for what's going on. I'm going to be lighting a pink one in my my stone circle shortly. So just want to take a moment to acknowledge that, because it's been something that has been pretty intense and weighing on me, and I'm sure it's weighing on a bunch of people as well. So moving on to, I guess, some more tarot related things and some more thankfully more positive things. How are you all doing? Did everyone see this, by the way? Did everyone see? Oh, really good question, Dolce Maria, and I will absolutely answer that. Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. That's amazing. So I wanted to share with you a new project, and I hope that many of you, if you're on my email list, there are a couple of really cool things. So one, you should have gotten this printout. This is just one of two. It is a Fool's Journey printout with my upcoming deck, and this is the same artist actually who's in the Ukraine who helped me create this deck. So you can't really see my the cards, but there's a bit of that Fool card. I'm so in love with it. This is the new deck that's going to be coming out this year. It's called the Inner Wisdom Tarot. I have finished everything. The guidebook's done, the art's done, everything's done. This is the second page of the printout. If you haven't received your printout, you can contact me, send me an email, or sign up to my mailing list at ethony.com. And if you're looking for the printout, you can also contact me via support@ethony.com. So just support, I'll just write that in the comments if you want this. But go and sign up to my mailing list too, because I'm actually going to be starting to do weekly giveaways. So Kim K has asked, is it a membership thing? No, it's not a membership thing. This is a free resource I'm giving to people as a way to say thank you and to show you some of the quality of what I'm doing in my Master the Tarot program. So it's really easy to get. Sign up for my mailing list, which is like signing up for Oracle Wednesday. And then if you're not receiving the printout, the Fool's Journey information, you can just email support@ethony.com. Yay, I'm glad you received it. We've got here, so today I pulled the 7 of Fire. It says defend your beliefs and decisions, stand with your ground, choose your battles wisely. I also pulled 9 of Fire. Don't give up, protect yourself, create it, have courage, believe in yourself, just in case that resonates with anyone here today. Yeah, it's pretty, so Dolce Maria pulled the Ace of Pentacles, and you talked to me about a pricing questions. That's really interesting. Yeah, so I'm going to answer that question from Dolce Maria. And again, if you've got any questions around tarot, please let me know. So, so pricing around, when I priced my readings, I did so in increments. So cast your memories back to when was it? 2015, 2014, when my son was born. I started to build my business, and a lot of it was me being on social media while feeding him and things like that, and napping when I could, and doing all the things you need to do as a new mom. So I really didn't start doing a lot of readings, more readings, until 2015. So he was born at the end of June, And then so from the end of June to like late, like really late when people were doing New Year's readings, and then early 2015, I pretty much did nothing but build community. I did some things where I would be giving away free readings in exchange for people signing up to my mailing list. So for example, I said to people, anyone who signs up to my mailing list goes into a draw for a free reading, a 1-question reading. And then, you know, every week on Free Reading Friday, which is now actually transitioned into something else over in the Tarot Academy Facebook group. That's what I did. And then I picked a random person and I gave them a free reading. So that's how I built my list at the beginning. So I started doing free readings online, even though I had, gosh, how old was I? I was 31 then, and I had been reading the tarot for 16 years. Because I had been reading the tarot for 16 years in face-to-face readings in a different continent, and I was shifting platforms, I really had to like take a bit of a step back in order to get forward. And then I started to do really cheap readings. So I think I did like $10 readings, again, to like incrementally start setting up. And then I increased that to like $15, and then I increased that to like $20 for a 1-question reading. I think that's maybe the most I got to on that one was like 30. I finished it at around there. And then I started to look at like, how long did it take me to do a 1-question reading? Because I also started doing email readings, and then started doing like recorded video readings and Skype readings. And that was kind of a good idea. And when I mean by time, it's like the admin, like of like booking your clients in, you know, responding back to them, sending a photo of their reading and a bit of a thank you email. So like everything, all the admin as well. So then I started to look at how much that was kind of costing me, or how much it cost to do that. And then I sort of went, okay, well, what other readings do I want to do? Now I do readings based on question or specific outcome. So when I was doing readings, and I know I haven't been doing them for a while because I've been writing like a crazy person, but when I do readings, it was like 1 question because I want to answer questions, a career and love reading, a love reading, love and relationship reading, which was 2 questions, up to 2 questions, a career and reading, work reading, and that was up to 2 questions, or a soma, soul purpose readings, past life readings. There were all these different things, and I changed and shifted and moved until I got to a place where I was like, I was doing full moon readings at one point, like until I got to a point where I was like, these are the ones I really want to present. And this is the level of comfortability I have with charging, and what I believe my like is a value to my community. So everyone is going to have very different standards when it comes to what is too much to be charging for a reading versus what is not enough to be charging for a reading. Like I know there are people out there who are probably charging $300, $400 for a session, and I know that might sound absolutely crazy, but some people will pay that, and it depends. Like there are people who are you know, very connected in affluential circles. Yes, I don't know. I do not charge that much for my readings when I was doing them, but people will pay that. Like value is very personal. It's something that is that is going to change from person to person. And then there are people who are going to be doing $5 readings on something like Fiverr or Etsy. So you have to really find something that fits well to you, and that you're serving your clientele, your community, and really meeting that sweet spot. But don't be afraid, or don't be alarmed if you have to adjust that. And you have every right to adjust that, to stop doing readings, the types of readings you don't want to do, to start doing readings that you do want to do. Have fun, play. Like I say this all the time when I'm doing and I'm like consulting and helping people build their business. Just like be okay to change things up and get comfortable with different formats, because you're not, you know, this is always a space of, I believe, of like learning about yourself and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I think hopefully that helped. Yeah, so sadly free is all I can forward to thank you. And there's so many people doing free readings. Like if you're looking for a free reading, go join my Tarot Readers Academy Facebook group. We do free readings every Wednesday and every Friday. We do swaps. A lot of people do swaps. Yeah, so that's something that I would recommend. Sharon, I was just wondering if you could add a quiz to your tarot course for the people that are not certified. This will be my second time. I'd like to try it. So like a finals quiz, is that what you mean, Sharon? That'd be great if you could answer that one. Saki Tom 17, how do you know when you're actually ready to give someone else a reading? Really, really good question. This is going to be different for everybody because I've told the story many times, but I picked up my first deck at 15. I did my first course with a teacher. Like I read everything I could. I got my hands on. I bought decks. I did readings for everyone, like all my friends, everything like that. So I was actively being a student on my own terms. And then I did a course. And this is one of the reasons why I created Master the Tarot, is because for me, having someone who had been having a professional tarot reader who was so well respected in the community, where you had to wait for months and months and months to get a reading from this woman, and you probably still do now, say, you have a talent for this, to teach you for weeks and weeks. Like it was a 2-month course, which is very similar to mine. She taught me for two months. She said, you have an affinity for this. In my final exam, where we had to read for different people, she's like, you should be doing this. So I loved being around other people. I'm a hell of a Hermione Granger. I'm an absolute Gemini. I love knowledge. So being with classrooms full of people, being able to ask questions to a mentor who's like been there, done that, seen it, done it, and then to have them say, yeah, you've got a knack for this, that was really something pretty incredible for me. And that's what catapulted me into being ready. But that was also because I had done years of study as well, and I knew the card meanings. I could connect with them. I was able to sit and not only just like take in the question that the client was asking me or the parent was asking me, I didn't get lost in the cards. And that can be very difficult for people to navigate, right? So someone asks you a question and then you kind of get this like, well, this card means this and this card means that and that card means that. But how do you put that into a reading where you're able to express that back to your client, answering their question or helping them find some clarity in that, and also do it in a way that is supportive, holding space, empowering, all those things. So it's a big, I believe that reading cards well is an art form, because I believe it takes so many different skills to do it, but knowing the card meanings and being confident in that, so that no matter what's going on with your juju that day, if your like vibes are off or whatever, you're still going to be able to go, I know the 5 of Pentacles means, being on the outside looking in, struggling with money, struggling with resources, maybe an unexpected bill due to an injury. So all those things, I know I could rattle on about every single card in every single aspect. And that's, yes, now we're looking like I'm a lot older now. But yeah, I still continue to learn, and I'll never stop doing that again. I love to learn. But that was a big deal for me, was knowing that. So I hope that helps. But this is one of the reasons why I created Master the Tarot, because I really, really thrived in that environment. I really enjoyed that environment. I got a lot of value out of it. I still have my course materials. I don't know where they are. If I can find them. No, that's my psychic one. I think it's right at the back, guys. I can't find it. But like, I still have all of my materials. What's this one? Level 2 psychic development. No. I don't know where it is. Tarot workshop. Here we go. So I still have like all of my lesson stuff. Isn't that funny? There's like notes here of every single thing I did with this course. When was it finished? When's my certificate? It's at the back. I still have my certificate. May 9th, 2005. Aww. So this is one of mine. And then I have my second level as well. So I got a lot of value out of that, and that's why I do this, is because teaching is something I love. I fucking love tarot, you all know that, and I want to share that. So I'm just going to pop in my Master the Tarot class thing, so you can go check it out if you're interested. Okay, let's go up here so we can have a look at some more questions. So I hope that helped, but for me, I had to know the cards in a way that I felt confident. And I was shitting bricks, guys, when I did my first psychic fair, and sorry, and in Fremantle. And they used to run in the town hall in Fremantle. I don't know if they still do this, but I went to so many of them and read. So I'd work all week, go all weekend, and then go back to work. And I was shitting myself, absolutely shitting myself, sitting there waiting for people to come and sit with me. And boy, oh boy, it got a lot easier. But don't think that like I was like, fuck yeah, I'm like hella confident. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But it got a lot easier. When you started building your business, how did you handle doubts around your growth and stability? Was there anything that caused this shift in those fears for you, if you had them? I mean, yeah, shit. Ask any entrepreneur, anyone who works for themselves, any massage therapist, anyone who does anything like that, and they will 100% tell you that a scary thing about running a business for yourself is the fluctuation of cash, right? Like some months you're going to have a really good month, and some months you're going to maybe not have the best month. You're going to have to shift gears. But the great thing, though, about shifting gears when you work for yourself is that you can do it very quickly. You don't have to rely on anybody else to make decisions. You can kind of just adapt as quickly as you need to. But I knew that if I just kept going, I was going to see that my baseline of like what I could pretty much guarantee was going to come in money-wise would just slowly do this, you know, while this was still occurring, right? So it can get a little bit tricky, but managing your time is another really important thing. So I've been working from home since 2014, since my son was born. So working from home never really phased me. I had to learn how to create office hours and step away from things, but time management is really important too. But the more you go, the more you do this and show up and be consistent, you'll find that your growth and money stability will also become consistent, because your client base knows it can trust you. Hi, Jordan. Thanks for answering my question. Okay, so Dejo, how do you know or decide when you need to add, sorry if you can hear my dishwasher, for your tarot deck reading arsenal? What are the basic needs you seek to fulfill within different decks? Oh, I'm such a magpie. I'm like, if something is pretty and shiny, I'm going to go get it. I tend to keep and work with the most with decks that are Rider-Waite-Smith based. And if they're Thoth based, which I've got some decks which I absolutely love that are Thoth based, I just switch it. And the reason I switch it, and I've mentioned this many times as well, it's not because I don't think there is a lot of wisdom in the Thoth tarot. I really enjoy it. But with the Thoth, like, you'll find that there's keywords, you know, like attainment and stability and strife and, you know, that kind of stuff. And I feel like that, I know that has to do with the Kabbalah and the Golden Dawn and all those beautiful things. But I feel like that one keyword really stifles me. So I like to have a broader sense. And so I will just transfer it and also include the fact that, you know, it is, that card may be, connected to the word strife. But I like shifting things out seasonally. I really enjoy like getting to know new decks, but I have been in a place lately where I have been culling my collection, and I think now and then that's also a really good idea. And there are some that are like my collector's decks that I love, and I will read with them every now and then, but you will not see me handing them over. There are the decks, my working decks, and then there are some decks that have been retired from working because I've just done thousands of readings with them, and I, you know, that was a time in my life when I really was drawn to that deck, and now, even though I could read with it, I've moved on to other things. So things like the Spiral Tarot, the Mythic Tarot, the Morgan Greer Tarot, those are all in a retired, wrapped in silk kind of retirement home for tarot. And then I have new ones that I'm incorporating in, but there is a plethora of decks out there. So don't bust your budget and just sort of have fun with it, I guess. Hopefully that helped. Giovanna, when people have questions, do you reshuffle after each question? So I actually build a spread around the question the querent has. So for me, I want the querent to ask me a question, then I'll build a spread when I'm doing a reading. So it's not, but yes, if they have other questions, like clarifying questions, or they want to ask anything else, yes, I do shuffle every time. Yeah. Jedi, what a lovely name. What TV shows tickle my pickle? Well, your was that Prison? Fuck. Michael Scott, was that Prison Michael Scott, or I don't know, or was that when he was doing the rap about Scranton with Dwight? As you can tell, I love The Office. I love anything Mindy Kaling has been a part of. So I love Never Have I Ever. I just started the Sex Lives of College Girls. I love the Mindy Project. I do a lot of serious, lots of people have asked me this before, but I do a lot of serious shit. So I like to try and watch TV that's not so serious. So I love comedies. Anything really comedic is right up there. I loved, no one should be shocked about this, but I devoured The Legend of Vox Machina on Amazon Prime. I backed their Kickstarter campaign. I only wish I was into D&D as much as I am now. Back then, because I would have gotten the whole kit and caboodle. But I did back their campaign, and so I've watched it 3 times through. 3 times through now, because I want them to keep making. I know they're doing a season 2, but I want them to just keep making them. So I've watched that. Oh my god, Love is Blind dropped today, so I cannot wait for the finale, because I did a reading on those on Instagram. Those people. Shit, I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know. I like a lot of stuff, I guess. I'm really into like documentaries, especially about like unsolved mysteries or things like that. Crap, I feel like I'm missing something, but whatever. Oh, The Mandalorian, Boba Fett, anything to do with, yeah, I'm all into that. So those are the other ones I was really watching. Love those. Jordan, I would like to hear you talk about using tarot for other purposes like art, writing, or other things that are not traditional readings. I'm a total Ravenclaw too, by the way. I might be a Hermione Granger, but I am Ravenclaw. As far as I'm concerned, she was only conveniently put into Gryffindor to be there as Harry's, like, she's basically the star of that whole series, and you cannot tell me otherwise. Because she had so many more of the Ravenclaw attributes, but she was also like McGonagall, so whatever. We can get into a deep dive in Harry Potter, but so talking about tarot for other purposes, yeah, so tarot for other purposes is, the limitations on that are there's so many different things you can do. So you can pull a card. I had my deck right here, and now it has disappeared. Oh, there it is. Let's go back. Okay, so let's pull a card. This is like my Penumbra Tarot. Woo, shit. Okay, so let's... you could pull a card. So we've got here the Hanged One. And I know this about this card. It's about someone who is... this person has put themselves in a old growth forest tree to resist the deforestation of old growth forests. We have beautiful karri forests in Western Australia, Lower Western Australia, and beautiful forests all over Australia. So you could write a poem about what this person is feeling, their connection to the trees, their pain around deforestation, what they're seeing happening to the land around it. So that could be a really powerful way to tap into a specific card and specific artwork. This could make you feel like expressing yourself through dance or painting something yourself. So there, you could write a story around this person, and are they successful? Are they not successful? There are lots of different ways that you can sort of work through that, but I hope I gave you a couple of at least ideas. The thing is with art and art expression through the tarot is, you know, it takes time, like to like really like meditate on it or connect with it and then do the work associated with it. So I hope you allow yourself to take the time. Again, I'm sorry if you can hear my dishwasher. So like this one, the 10 of Cups, you could talk about how this community came together and what are their stories, what are they listening to around that campfire, what brings them to this space, what unifies them. Write the story that they're listening to around the campfire, you know. What music would they be listening to around the campfire, which really brings that 10 of Cups energy. So there's lots of different things that you can do. Hopefully that was like a couple of ideas. Hi from Athens, Greece. Hello. I love talking to you about the tarot. It's always so enlightening. Oh, thank you. So Sharon's asking, yes, it's to see what I need to learn more on. So that's, yeah, that's a really good question. I know quizzes are being something to, like a test has been something to really look at, and I think we're looking at that this year. So it will be coming. Hang on, I lost. Okay, so it's like we have to go within, listen to permission of a reading. Yes. What if no one is open to being read in your personal life, like friends or family? Then honestly, find a group like my Tarot Readers Academy group and offer to do swaps. Because not everyone is able to do that, but like the community that I've built is that if people dodge you, like if they don't honor the reading swap that you've done, then they get kicked from the group. So I try to keep it like that. People, I mean, you can be late, or if there's like an emergency or whatever, it's not like I'm going to kick you out and like without contacting you. But I just want people to honor their agreements. Can I go over the Four of Cups? I'd like to hear your take on the card. The Four of Cups for me, I could try and find it, but it'll take me too long, I think, to find it in the day. Is very much about emotional disconnection and energetic disconnection. It's feeling dissatisfied. And this starts to happen when the burn off, I believe, from the Three of Cups hits us. And that's like everything. So the Ace, Two, and Three of Cups are like really positive, really joyful. But those are like highs. You go through the Ace, the Two, and the Three, and those things are culminating. They're increasing. They're bringing pleasure. They're expanding. And then fours are stable. So four is where that energy stabilizes. So instead of like finding new love in the Ace of Cups and enjoying connections of a deep variety, whether that's romantic or just on a soul level or an emotional level, and then partying with your friends or celebrating life with the Three of Cups, you're now stabilizing that energy is stabling out. So maybe that's like the honeymoon phase is over in your relationship. And you're kind of like, oh shit, now I actually have to do work? What are you talking about? I don't want to do that. Or you're coming off the emotional high of something. So that reconnection is definitely something that the Four of Cups seeks you out to explore. And again, that's just one facet of that card, but I hope that's helped. What is your opinion on the Wild Unknown tarot deck? There's a round Wild Unknown tarot deck. There you go. Oh my gosh. There is a round one? Oh, the Archetypes deck. So that's not a tarot deck. That's a That's a oracle deck. Yeah, so that's an oracle deck. So oracle decks are different. Like for example, I can see here 17 in this archetypes deck is the lover. You know, so it's different. It's an oracle deck. It's open more to interpretation. Tarot has a very specific structure. It's 78 cards in different suits. They has the Fool's Journey. Again, you know, go sign up for your free Fool's Journey at ethony.com. So it's an oracle deck. It's beautiful. I don't have it. I have a lot of oracle decks, and but yeah, it's definitely an oracle deck. I am Hermie. How do you feel about calling out close friends when reading, especially when you're in the know on their personal issues? If it's someone, that's a really good question. I have a video about reading for friends and family on my channel. If it's something that you know is going to come back and bite you in the ass, like talking about leaving a partner or getting back together with their ex or making decisions, I can steer clear of it, right? Have them, like, you can go take the cards and they can read it themselves, because they may not listen to whatever's being saying about their decisions. But often if I'm too close to that person, or I know it's going to bite me in the butt if I tell them the truth and they don't want to hear it, then I just say go get a reading from somebody else. I have a stance on not reading for friends and family because it's I'm too close to you. I'm too biased. You know, I know you too well. You know, you can say that, but yeah. Carol, I still go back through your Master the Tarot course from last year. So much amazing information. Thank you, Carol. Leanne, hello. I follow you on Instagram and saw that there are 2 Ethony accounts. Did I follow the right one? Is Ethony and the Ethony readings? Which one do you prefer? Okay. I only have fucking these imposters are driving me nuts, but I will not fucking leave the platform. I will not give in, because fuck them. I've spent a long time on Instagram. I'm not going to cave because people are being assholes. So I have only one account. It's at Ethony. Everything else is fake. I am trying to get verified. I've been trying and trying and trying. I have sent them fucking my driver's license, my like everything to get my verification, but it's taking time. And Instagram doesn't have like a phone number you can call, like a Facebook support. And even when you do try and call, because they're owned by Facebook or Meta or whatever the fuck, you call them and then they are like, yeah, we don't even have an internal Instagram support phone team. So it's just a bunch of fuckwittery. But it's only Ethony, guys. There's one YouTube channel. I have another YouTube channel for my pen paling, but you'll know my voice from there. So that's it. On Instagram, it's only just at Ethony. Yeah, stepping out from a steady paycheck is really hard, and that's why I started my tarot business as a side hustle. Like, I would read on weekends or at night times, a lot on the weekends, and then it wasn't for a long time until I transitioned over. So my favorite deck of all time, Tarot and Oracle. Meg, I mean, how can I even say that? That's like trying to pick my favorite. That's so hard. I don't even have one. I've done like my top 5. I've done a couple of videos on that, but it's too hard because even the decks that I create, every one of them has a different vibe. It has a different energy, and I use it in a different way. So yeah, I find that that's too hard to answer. Next. Thank you, Giovanna. Oh, good question. Whoa, sorry, guys. I am Hermie. What do you do when someone or yourself phrase a question but just has a general problem? I always say to my querents, if they are unsure of what brought, like, you know, what they're trying to get at, I always start with an open question and say, what brought you here today? And it may take them a few minutes to get that kind of going, because maybe not many people ask if they're okay or if they can speak about themselves or if they feel safe to speak about themselves. So I often then will say, you know, is there a specific area in your life that you would like us to focus on? Because I have found more often than not that people who come to the tarot or come to you for a reading do actually want an answer to something. They may just be really afraid to vocalize it. And sometimes they do have trouble forming the question. So once they do vocalize it, I like take notes of some of the keywords I'll write down and that kind of thing. And then I'll be like, okay, well, I understand that you, and then I'll phrase it back to them before I get into the reading. So I hear that you're saying that your job is really stressful and so is your home life. Well, maybe can we have a look at the ways in which we can bring some balance back? Or we can have a look at your work situation and what we can do to the best sort of actions in that for you. And then we can look at your home situation and have a look at what we can do to bring yourself some peace and healing and tranquility and get you kind of a bit more balanced. And when you say it back to them, then it's like, oh yeah, that's what it is, or they'll kind of help direct you into a way that you'll get a good question going. So I hope that helped, but I do that a lot, and that's another reason why I believe reading is a skill. Tarot readings are a skill, and being a good tarot reader is a skill, is because there's lots of things like that that come along with it. I have a friend of 10 years finally agreed to travel with me and leave off for a romantic sabbatical. Backed out, got upset. Hi, Greg. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. Saki Tom, do you ever run into the issue of feeling like the same storylines keep coming out of a reading? How do you deal with that? Yeah, totally. We're all human. You know, if you've read anything about archetypes, and you know, we can take that back to the Fool's Journey. We are all going to experience very similar things. They're going to be different, but we're all going to experience heartbreak. We're all going to experience loss. We're all going to experience all these different things. So for me, it's like, I remember saying when I was younger, don't you think bands, I was having a conversation with my mum, and I was like, don't you think like bands get bored of singing the same songs over and over again, especially if it's like a song that is from an older catalog or something? And she said, yeah, but the audience, it may be the first time they're ever hearing it. So that's got to be the way that you sit with that client is, yep, you may have heard this story, tales all this time. Should I get back with my ex, or are they coming back? My favorite readings, by the way. But you are not there, you know, you've got to hold that space for them like it is the first time you're ever hearing this story, because something just, you know, just because you're like, oh yeah, I can coax on this one, you do need to pay attention and hold space. And secondly, sometimes there are big energies happening cosmically or around the world that are affecting a lot of people. So if it's an overarching theme, sometimes it could be something going on that you need to listen to, or it's just something that's going on astrologically or cosmically, and just to take into consideration the vibe of what's going on. And I do a lot of self-reflection, so I'm always sort of just, yeah, reflecting and meditating on that. So I hope that helps. Left a 9-to-5 job 8 years ago. It was so worth it. I left mine, 8 years in June. So, well, I keep jumping. Thank you, Sharon, saying great community. Thank you for all you do. Aw, the Fool's Journey really helped me really do my first intuitive reading for myself. Yay! Never a good idea to read for friends and family. Yeah, I kind of agree. They're doing it to a lot of spiritual leaders. I block that shit and report them. Yeah. And again, like, I'm no one special. Like, I know it's happening to a lot of people, but I'm not fucking backing down. I'll just keep telling people, just one me. Yes, Ethony readings is a scam. Scammity scam. And I will never fucking inbox anyone and be like, the universe has told me to read for you today. No. Oh, thank you. My favorite word. I love you. Thank you. That's why I love you. You tell like this. nice to see you all too, and it has been a hot minute. Dragos, hi. Can you talk a little bit about how to link cards from the minor arcana with cards after the Wheel of Fortune from major arcana in terms of numerology? Well, you could break down the numerology. So you could go 11, so looking at justice, and break that down into 2, which then takes you back to the properties of balance and coming together and union, and very much aligned with justice and the zodiac sign of Libra. You could also look at, and you'll find in the tarot, there's a reason for that. So you always take it back. So for example, 14, 5, and then you go back to 5 is the Hierophant, and then they'll have connections. And then 15, the Devil, is 6, which has a connection to the Lovers. So you'll find that a lot of that has a connection to their first part of the deck. And I would definitely look at it like that for sure. And then just get to know different aspects of that card. So with the minor arcana, so the court cards, I don't really do the numerology in there. I feel like their archetypes are pretty solid for me, but you can also do that as well. But I hope that helped. But definitely break down the numerology of those cards that are further along, and then see what they're talking about in regards to that first level. Because as I mentioned in this, and as I talked about in Tarot 101, I see the structure in the tarot in a number of ways. Inside of the Fool's Journey, 0 to 10 for me is one sort of level of initiation and experience of the human life, and then 11 to 21 is the next one, and it goes in a lamina set. So definitely put it back as like a mirror of, in a way, it's a deeper learning of the way, or the harder part of it. So there's a number of different ways you can look at it, but definitely study it back down. Cliches as such, because there is a truth in there. So same story, different day sort of is the truth. Yeah, and everyone's experience, even if they're experiencing a cliche, it matters to them, you know. Interesting input. Jordan, what aspects of the tarot are you really diving into now? What's inspiring you? Yeah, so at the moment I'm writing another guidebook for another deck that is in the works. So I'm really getting into a deep dive into symbology, like symbols, and what they mean, and really what they mean for me. And when they come up in a reading or in a card, what does that sort of mean for me, and response for me. And then I'm also working very much on getting ready to dig back into Master the Tarot, because that starts on Monday. And then I'm also writing a lot about tarot and astrology. So those are the things I'm really focusing on. I'm focusing on probably too much. But yes, there are 2 new decks coming. Well, there should be 3 this year, actually, because I was running very late on finishing this guidebook last year. So there's the Inner Wisdom Tarot, which you can see some a bit of a sneaky peek. And then I'm working on another one, which I can't really say very much on, but I'm writing the guidebook and working with the artist on that one. And then I really want to revamp and refinish the revamp for the Money Magic cards and do the little workbook with it as well. I feel like no one talks about path working anymore. Is that still a thing? Totally. The problem with me is that I tend to path work a lot with tarot as second nature now. And I know that's not everyone's thing, to path work as a second nature response to looking at a card. But yeah, it's absolutely a thing for sure. Yeah. Mystic Moon, speaking of astrology, how much do you take astrology into account in your tarot practice? I know that each card has its own astrological association, but I don't have them memorized. Well, it took me a long fucking time to memorize the astrology, and sometimes I even blank out. Like, astrology is so massive. I feel like that's something I'm going to be studying hardcore for many, many years, and I do sometimes kind of go, oh, fuck, what was that? But I've got most of the basic astrology down for the tarot. But it's like when I'm doing a reading for somebody, the meanings of the cards are the base, and then my intuition, what my psychic abilities are telling me as well, is another part of it. And then, you know, the context and the querent is another part of it. And then things like numerology, symbols, the Kabbalah, astrology, it all like layers on top of it. So it really depends if I'm called to putting that extra layer on, if I'm like, oh yeah, this is also coming up for me. But it's just having all those layers of knowledge and ability in my toolbox that I can kind of pull out for a reading. I use a lot of astrological associations in timing and tarot, which again is something I talk about in the Master of the Tarot course, which starts on Monday. I'm glad that helped. Nicole Cerny, do you always read the court cards as people, or could these cards communicate an idea or concept instead of a person? Yes, indeed, they can. And knowing the context of what's going on in that reading is a way to discern whether it is a person, an aspect of yourself, or if it is just communicating an ideal of an archetype. And that's why I use the archetypes that I use. I'm pretty sure you've all seen my book, Your Tarot Court. I had this published through Llewellyn. You can get it anywhere you can find good books. And honestly, all I talk about are the court cards and how to work with them in readings. And yeah, so, and we also talk about court cards. We spent a whole week in Master the Tarot around court cards as well. So that's something else that we do. Andy the Wildflower just got the, oh my gosh, I'm getting so thirsty. Just got the Penumbra and the Modern Love deck. Love them both. This is my second copy of the Modern Love. My daughter felt such a connection to the deck. I gifted her my first copy. Oh, just so sweet. I'm so glad. What books did you use to grow my understanding of the tarot? Everything and anything I can get my paws on. We are so lucky now. When I started to read, there was not as many books as there is now. I have some very old, well, not very old, but I have some old editions of Rachel Pollack's books, Mary Kay Greer's books, Eden Gray, even though that thing is so fucking dusty. It's so boring to read. Waite's book is pretty dusty as well, but I've got that. So it was very hard to find really great books outside of a handful of people who are writing. And now we just have such an ability to go and find so many beautiful things. So you're very, very fortunate. It was a lot harder back in the day. If the stars got something to say, so be it. But sometimes it's like El Dorado's. Stars can't do it, not today. Right? If anyone here has had a video reading from me, I'm not quite sure what that message is. The sites come online and they bam your mind. I'm not, okay, cool. Such a cliche, I know, but I have to ask. What's my favorite deck? I can't answer that. I can't. There's too many decks. I can't. Like, I love so many. Yeah, too many to name. All the decks that I've created but I really love the decks that I've worked with for a long time. So the Mythic Tarot, Morgan Greer Tarot, Spiral Tarot, Druidcraft Tarot, the Orosoma Tarot is another one that you will have to pry out of my dead hands. The classic right away, I actually prefer the Centennial version. Yeah, really. That's a really, really tough one. What is the hardest lesson I've learned with tarot? Ooh. Like myself? Like as in the lesson I've learned, like a lesson I've learned about myself, or the lesson I've learned through reading cards for other people, like as in Jordan, give me some clarification around that. Have I ever done a reading on my son before? No, but he's picked cards for himself. I've never really felt the need to do a reading. We're very psychically connected anyways. But it's not that I wouldn't say no. I'm actually looking forward to, he's got a couple of decks. So he like ones that are more geared towards children. They're oracle decks. So he does readings for himself. I really think guidebook is better than learning the tarot books. Yeah, and look, I write the shit out of my guidebooks, as many of you know. I mean, Eris wrote quite a bit of, she wrote her bit too, but oh no, I didn't actually do any readings about him before he was born. No. Either way, what is the biggest, hardest lesson I've learned with the tarot? That's a really good fucking. I've learned some hard truths about myself. Like I remember a reading that I got just before a reading I did for myself just before I separated from my son's father, and that was pretty big. And it's nice to have something that you can visually get out there that will make sure that you can't walk away from it, you can't deny it. I have learnt continuous little aha illuminating moments when I learn something new about the cards, unlock something about myself. Like I've had many readings with people where I've gone and walked away from that going, shit, like I really got read to but often that comes from me getting readings from other people because I can be in my own head or in my own way and want something to turn out a specific way. Like I have those biases. So I love getting readings from other people. And I've just learned that like I can't force a querent or someone that I care about that I do a reading for to make a choice for themselves. I can only show them options, opportunities, hold space for them, be supportive and empower them. And I can't take anything else like that else on, we can't change people. So that's a big one to learn. I blew I blow loads of people's minds with my psychic prowess, Jordan. I blow people's minds with other things too, if you get my drift. Yeah, readings from other people are always softer on me than I am with myself. For me, it depends on who's fucking reading me. Because some of my friends, I'm like, just tell me. Like Melissa Sinova, I'm just like, go on, just fucking tell me. I know you want it. And she just like bitch slaps me, but in a way that I've asked for. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like I know, and I love her for that. I've had the Robin Wood and the Tarot Plain and Simple. I have that book too. Back in 1997, and I've had that for years. I actually have that in back there, my Tarot Plain and Simple. Yeah. So I'm coming up to an hour. What crystals do you prefer to put with your tarot decks? I use a lot of smoky quartz, black tourmaline, clear quartz, citrine. I love blue apatite to wear myself to help with my readings. I like garnet, but the smoky quartz and the black tourmaline and clear quartz are like the three that I always put with my decks. Peggy, I highly recommend your Master Tarot course. Thank you. Jordan, sometimes people have to go through life experiences to learn the lessons you're trying to tell them in a limited time. Hundo. T-Cat, how do you trust your own tarot skills and tarot journey? I sometimes find comparing myself to other tarot readers and feel somewhat inadequate even if I've done tarots for years. Yeah, you got to stop following them. Like a really good piece of advice that I got from someone when I was trying to like find my confidence is just like, you can support those people, you can watch their videos, you can, and let's be honest, a lot of us who are out here doing this, and I mean, I feel like I give a lot of information away for free, and I give a lot of resources and all that sort of stuff for free. So a lot of us survive on people's support and them following us and liking us and sharing things and buying our decks and purchasing our courses. Like, that's how we live and breathe. And so, but it's just like remembering that your own authenticity and your own journey is yours, and what you can bring to the tarot, what you can bring for your clients and in your space cannot be replicated. You're the magic sauce. You're the secret ingredient. You're the 12th secret herbs and spices. Like, you are it, honey. Like, no one else is going to get that for you. Oh, what's your son's favorite deck? My grandson wants me to get him one. He loves animal decks. I've given him a couple of animal oracle decks, and I'm going to give him the Tarot for Kids by Theresa Reed. I just happen to have it here with me because I've been writing this morning, some Oracle Wednesday stuff. So that one's really, really good. There's quite a few children's decks out there. I'm just trying to think. I did a little thingy-majiggy on it. It was like an affirmations deck for kids. Yeah. Bring back tarot jams. I know. I guess like tarot jams kind of got moved to being things inside Master Tarot, because I'm doing like so many live calls during a week, during a month, sorry, that it gets very intense. But yes, I would love to do more tarot jams, and this is why I'm doing more lives on Instagram and on Facebook and here, so that it's sort of getting more back into that. I haven't seen that star card, Cecile. I'll have to look for it now. How to use tarot for spiritual growth? Journal. Like, honestly, you know, look at those cards and reflect on what it means for your life, and ask yourself questions through the lens of that card. That's how you work with it for spiritual growth. You shadow work, you journal through it, you path work with them, and you work with them as a spiritual tool and partner. Okay, so I'm going to close off questions now, because like I've honestly been talking nonstop for over an hour, and that's been a lot. But if you are interested in studying with me, my 8-week live program called Master the Tarot is open for enrollment. The first class is on the 7th of March 2022. I will again pop the link in. I would love it if you would join me and the other students. I'm really looking forward to teaching a new group of people, and you have a live call with me every week. That is just for the students, and we're going to go through all of the tarot from each section of the deck. We're going to be looking at numerology. We're going to be looking at tips and tricks, astrology, the court cards. We're going to be looking at timing in tarot, all sorts of fun stuff. So I will do another tarot Q&A for sure. I wasn't sure how many people were going to show up to this because it's a Friday afternoon, but there's been quite a lot of you, so thank you so much for that. I will see you all really, really soon. Please, as I mentioned, take care, and my love goes out to anyone who is affected by what is happening in the world right now, and I'll be lighting my candle soon, my peace candle, and have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Thanks, everyone. Bye.